chirping from the pine. It's time to rage.
Ooh, buddy. Man, have we got a good episode for today, I think.
Yeah, it might be a special edition because this was quite the monumental event.
Well, I mean, for Adam, I was hoping Adam would be killed along with everyone at Dodger Stadium, including Shohei Ohtnai. But, you know, whatever. I mean, that's just... But anyways, before we get into that,
Yeah.
I would just like to say congratulations to Millennial Frog, the Game Rage magazine record label artist, who released 3 albums this week. Despite the distributor providing no help and being an obstacle instead of, you know, a guiding light.
Oh, I'm sure that's going to turn into a expose on this distributor to be named.
Yeah. So if you want to hear this story of how horrible this was, you can listen to the newest episode of All Gas No Trash, which should be coming out this Sunday evening, Monday morning-ish, and you'll hear the whole story.
Let's just say next week.
Yeah, next week. It'll be coming out next week. You'll hear it. You'll hear the whole story. And if you like All Gas No Trash, you'd probably like all of our other podcasts that we do, such as the Anime Syndicate, the Buttfuck Nowhere Show, Central Intelligence Podcast, Game Rage Movies and TV, Game Rage Wrestling, if you like pro wrestling. Panel to Panel, we're reviewing the X-Men comics right now. We got Team Killing Glitchtards for video games, and Without Censor, the Game Rage interview podcast, which hopefully we will have an upcoming guest on there, which we announced. Where did we announce that? Did we announce that on here?
No, I just put it on my Instagram, but it's still a work in progress.
Yeah.
We just have all we have is a handshake right now that they're interested, and it's like a college athlete, or rather a high school prospect making a commitment to a university.
It's not even that, because with the commitment you sign paperwork. All right?
You do? All right.
Yeah. This is they are a possible prospect, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
We have shown interest in them, and they have shown an interest in us, perhaps.
This is worse than fucking dating.
Yeah, it really is, man. Like, fuck. I thought I fucking got married to get out of that shit. And now here I find myself back into it, dating.
Trying to fucking
professionally.
Court people professionally.
Yeah, it's the worst. But anyways, you can also go to GameRageMagazine.com to hear all those podcasts, and you can listen to Millennial Frog's albums anywhere that albums are sold. They're also free, so if you just want to give them a good listen, you know, it's not going to cost you anything. Also, at Game Rage Magazine for the social medias, and at Game Rage Mag on Twitter. And then Adam's All Gas No Trash official if you want to hear spicy memes, and, you know, if you want to learn more about local Southern California music.
Music at large.
Yeah.
Music at large. Music around the world.
There you go. Music at large. And memes. Anyways. All right, so now that that's out of the way, Adam, where did you just come from this evening?
Well, holy fuck, man. It's 9:41, May 16th. So this is quite evidently the fact that I have already left the Dodger game. That was a special occasion. It was Shohei Ohtani bobblehead night, and I knew this thing was going to be a fucking problem. So I ended up leaving somewhere around, I think it was probably around 1:30 or so.
You left from here, Corona, to go to Dodger Stadium in LA.
I was not. I'll tell you what, man. Sticking to my belief about what success is, about eliminating all possible intangibles or even variables that could go wrong.
Yeah,
I abide by that completely now. I mean, as if I already didn't, but I bought extra tickets, and I thought maybe my nephews could go if they were going to ditch school and everything. But I knew that was going to happen.
Turns out they're a bunch of little bitches. Didn't want to skip third grade.
So what I ended up doing is just leaving early. So this was approximately maybe, let's say like 6 hours before the game actually started, right?
Okay.
So I think I pull up around. I didn't really have much traffic or anything like that, so it was pretty smooth.
That's good and rare.
So then I decided not to park in the actual stadium because I honestly didn't want to pay $30, and they weren't letting anybody in until 4:10, and normally they only open the gates 2 hours before the game. So they were having people fucking turn around, and as soon as they got to where the gates are at, they just had everybody do a U-turn, right?
Dang.
So I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to go that direction. I just felt like parking. I was like, I'm going to park over by the streets. I know it's hella risky because I know a lot of people are stealing catalytic converters and shit. So I knew it was a fucking risk parking there, but I'll tell you why it was even more risky at the end of the night, because I almost didn't get away with these. I might have ended up dead, honestly. So I get out of my car and I'm walking over, and there's already a fucking line forming at 2 something, right? Let's say 2:10 or 2
p.m.
Yeah.
And the game starts at what time?
7:10.
So this is a full like 5 hours before the game starts.
Yes. So I'm there probably, let's say, I'll say it's 2:30, 2:40. I think I said 2:10 earlier, but I'll say it's like 2:30. So I'm walking over to Stadium Way / Vince Scully Avenue, which is the intersection where the main gate for Dodger Stadium, right?
Yeah.
So there's people fucking lining up where the parking gates or the opening gates to get in. Not for the park itself, obviously, or the stadium itself, but just to get into parking. So there's this line that was forming alongside the gates, and it was wrapping around towards where Stadium Way is. So there's like there was like an old police academy there. So it was already starting to wrap around and go down that way. But I was just at the beginning of when it started to turn. So then, you know, there's more cars coming, and it's only fucking 3:00, dude. It's only fucking 3:00. It's inching towards the game. The parking attendant dude was just fucking yelling at people saying, game's not until 7:10. The gates don't open till 4:10. They actually opened 1 hour earlier. So they're like, you got to go fucking somewhere else or whatever. So they had everybody turning around and going somewhere else. And one funny story. So when I actually got inside, there was some guy that said he didn't end up getting a bobblehead because of the fact that the parking guys told him to go down to one parking lot and then come back to the same one, and they told him to fuck off and go somewhere else. So he just went in circles for like 2 or 3 times and then eventually got parking. And by the time that he got to the stadium, there was no more.
Damn.
So he paid at the very least, this person paid, because I paid $134 for nearly all 3 tickets. I think I paid $136 for the extra 2 tickets I bought, but yeah, I'm sure at the very least everybody spent at least $100 for their ticket.
Oh yeah.
So I'm waiting in line, and this dude that I just started like chatting it up with, he drove out from San Bernardino, and he left probably an hour before I did, or maybe roughly around the same time.
Yeah.
So he's from San Bernardino and he works here in Corona. So I was like, oh shit, that's weird. So we're just chilling in line, dude. And I actually think this situation is actually the parking attendant's fault, because they were telling everybody, go left, don't come to this don't turn into the stadium, go another direction. So then this person was turning in, and then the parking attendant so imagine you're on Stadium Way turning into Vince Scully, right?
Yeah, okay.
The parking attendant's right here. The parking attendant is telling the person that is trying to turn in to fuck off and go the other direction.
Right, yeah.
And then there's another car that's in the other lane. So then he fucking crashes.
Oh.
So there was a car accident that happened while we were waiting in line, dude. And I was like, oh shit. Well, for sure you're not getting a bobblehead because you're gonna get that shit sorted out.
Yeah.
And almost want to blame the fucking parking attendant for telling him to do that. Cause like, what else is he supposed to do? If you're going to have him go up the parking gates and make a U-turn, like that's fair. Like, you know, you're not doing anything illegal, but by having him try not to even get in, he kind of guided this person to crashing into the fucking car. So like, I don't really know what to make of that. See, but it was fucked up.
It is. And that's why I don't listen to anyone. All right. Unless you have a gun on your belt, you could get fucked. Because at the very least, you could shoot me if you fucking felt like it. So if you don't have that, I'm not going to fucking listen to anything you say. And really, I'm probably not even going to listen to you anyway, even if you do have that gun on your belt or whatever. But man, that because it's like, oh, I listened to this idiot who doesn't know how to direct traffic, and now I crashed.
Yeah.
It's like, and now I don't get a bobblehead. Probably won't even barely get in to see the game on time, like at this point.
Yeah.
And now I got to figure out what my car's fucked up. So shit, am I even going to go to the game?
Yeah. And then sometime shortly afterwards, which was kind of funny, or maybe it was before, it was either before or after that car accident, Jose Mota was pulling up into Dodger Stadium, and yeah, he was granted access because he's, you know, Jose Mota. He's done commentary for the Angels and Dodgers, but that was kind of cool to see him pull up in his, I don't know, his Mercedes-Benz or some shit, and nobody, I don't think anybody was paying. I'm like, dude, that's Jose Mota, dude. Like,
and everybody's like, I don't know who that is.
Who the fuck is that? Yeah. So that was kind of funny. All right. So then we get around to maybe 15 minutes before the gates open for.
Now, at this point, how far back? How many people are in front of you, I guess?
I would say maybe 50 to 70, maybe even 100 people. Cause
so you were pretty much at the front of the line.
Yes. Cause I'm like, I'm not taking any chances, dude. I don't care what the fuck happens. And as it came time for the gates to open for the parking lot, people were fucking moving, dude. This shit was crazy. People were walking with an expedited pace. And so we were walking up the fucking through the streets or whatever to get to Dodger Stadium. And man, it was a frenzy because people were just running or lightly sprinting. I'm like, guys, we're the first we're the first 100 people that were there. So it's not like, you know, there really wasn't supposed to be. I don't think there was supposed to be a rush, dude. Like if everybody calmed down, everybody's going to get a bobblehead. But yeah, sure enough, dude, everybody's running to the gates for the stadium itself. And then the guy that I was talking to, he's like, oh, hey, dude, I don't know if they're going to let you get away with 3 bobbleheads if you're just one person. Because we looked on the website and it said 1 per person or 1. So in order to get all 3, you would have to have 3 people for the tickets. So I was like, fuck.
That's some bullshit right there.
Yeah. But this guy did me a solid and he got out of line and he asked one of the attendees at the gate, the ticket gate, and asked, hey, if you purchase 3 tickets, do you get 3 bobbleheads? And they said, yeah. So my concerns went out immediately at the window.
That's good.
But I'll tell you what, man, standing in line was one of the most interesting things because, and I don't know what people's recollection of Shohei Ohtani at Angels Stadium playing for the Angels when he first played was like. But dude, talk about cultural impact or just social impact in general for Shohei Ohtani. I mean, I love baseball, and even when he was on the fucking Angels, I was paying attention and watching to see what he was doing. But you really don't understand what kind of an impact a person has until you go out and see it for yourself. And I'll tell you, man, there was a lot of people that were of, you know, Japanese descent. And I think maybe a majority of them were not even from here. Because, I mean, there was one guy, because I don't even know how the fuck he got the jersey unless he got it exported from Japan itself. But he had a proper fucking Nippon Ham Fighters jersey from Japan of Shohei Ohtani. And I'm like, that's fucking sick. That's cool. And I don't think most of them were speaking English to begin with. So not to say that, you know, just because they speak Japanese first, that they are in fact, from overseas. But it just seemed like that. It felt like people were making, this is like the equivalent of maybe Muslim people going to Mecca to fucking journey to the Middle East to see the holy what is it, the it's not the, what's the stone, the giant fucking stone,
the Dome on the Rock, or the
square thing.
Oh shit!
You know what
I know
I'm
what you're talking about, but I forget what the fuck that's called. I don't know why I'm blanking.
Ah man, I'm already. It's like it's where Muhammad had his ascent.
Yeah,
but that's what it felt like. That Shohei Ohtani, it appeals to all peoples in baseball, I think, but it was very impactful to people of the Japanese variety, I suppose. And I mean, just for Dodger fans, it's an extra reason to be at the game early. And I just couldn't believe it, man. Everybody was taking photos. I mean, I have videos and photos of just the lines themselves. So then I eventually get to the security line where they check all your shit. And the guy's like, "Oh, you're getting 3 bobbleheads?" He's like, "Oh, you got to let me know in advance because I need to tell it was a very intricate system that they had, because they had one person that was monitoring the tickets, the security, and then one extra person in security to relay the person from the ticket to the security to the people that were distributing out the bobbleheads." So they didn't want anybody else getting extra shit.
Yeah.
Because there is a possibility that if you walk up there and like, "Can I get 4 bobbleheads for my ticket?" Or you try to con the bobblehead people or whatever. So I told them, and then they got the 3 bobbleheads, and I'm like, fuck. I thought that was the least of my worries at that point. Is I got the bobbleheads. There's no biggie. But even in the stadium, dude, I feel like I wasn't completely safe, because there were people like, "Oh shit, did you get the because there was an away jersey. There was 1,700 of the away.
Oh,
so it was 40,000 of the white jerseys, 1,700 of the away jerseys, and everybody's trying to find out who got it and whatnot. And everybody was asking like, "Hey, do you gonna sell any of those?" I think some guy offered me like three figures for one of the bobbleheads. I'm like, "Sorry, bro, this ain't happening." But I was just holding on to these things like ironclad, man. My whole body was flexed. I'm like, nobody's fucking taking this shit away from me. So I tried to go into the MLB shop, and I wanted to get something just so I could put it in a bag.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, you gotta buy something in order to get the bag." So
what a bunch of fucking assholes.
So I ended up not getting it the
look
first.
At this, the gray one already. Oh no, go ahead. I'll finish. I'll tell you this afterwards. Yeah, I'll tell you how it goes.
Yeah. So I ended up walking out, and the guy that I was talking to in line, we ended up like kind of sticking together.
Yeah.
Because we're like, "Hey, dude, I don't want my shit jacked," and like, yeah, we were just very cautious. And so then we just like hung out in the outfield for a hot minute, and we were just talking and shit. And then eventually I just decided to go back to the outfield shops, like where they have the jerseys and the hats and everything.
Yeah.
So I went out to the right field Dodger shop where you can buy hats and hoodies and all that shit. So I just decided to buy a lanyard because I needed one anyways.
Yeah.
And before we even got to the shop, dude, we were watching as the last boxes were fucking being doled out and shit.
The riot is about to begin.
Dude, there was like, okay, so they opened a fresh box and there was 24 units within in the box itself. So within a matter of, I think probably a couple minutes, they went through half the box. And then there was still like 200-300 people in line. I'm like, "Oh my god, dude, these people are not going to get it." And it was already 5:20 or something. Damn. And they were already blowing through boxes, and you could see people like trying to peek over to see if they still had fucking units and everything. And there was these 2 gentlemen one of them got the last fucking one, and I think this guy was like fucking pissed off or whatever. So he was saying something, and then security started swarming, to make sure nothing happened. But it was fucking crazy. And then so then we were just hanging around in the seats or whatever, and like we took up new seats, so we were just kind of like moving around as people were filing in and they were getting their appropriate seats. So we were actually just kind of like fucking around because I was technically supposed to be up in reserve level, which is the second from the top. And this guy's like, damn, dude, you got this fucking kung fu iron grip on your back, because I was holding it like this, dude. Like, I twisted the bag and I was holding it like this. He's like, dude, you're not letting that shit go. I'm like, fuck no, I'm not. So then what ended up happening was by the first inning, Tyler Glasnow had fucking given up 2 runs in the first. Two runs in the first fucking inning, and I was like, fuck.
You must have thought it was White Boy Day.
Yeah, you must have thought it was White Boy Day, but it wasn't. So I already thought that was a bad sign. Ellie De La Cruz from the Cincinnati Reds, man. That guy's a fucking beast. He stole 4 bases in this game the last time I was keeping track. But I watched the first one, and I was like, man, this motherfucker is gonna score easily. So, he was inching out towards first base or second base, and as soon as he took off, dude, he gone, man. There's no way you're gonna catch that motherfucker. So he ended up taking second base, and he got 3 additional steals. But I don't know how many he actually had by the end of the night. But I didn't even stay for the whole game. Tyler Glasnow just wasn't having it tonight. I think he ended up giving 4 runs across 5 innings, at least from what I last saw on the score. So not a particularly great start for Tyler Glasnow.
You must have thought it was White Boy Day.
Yeah, he must have thought it was White Boy Day. All right, so then we stick around for Shohei, who ended up getting walked for my first time seeing him. His first at bat, and I was a little disappointed because he's been hitting a lot of dingers lately, and so at that point we were like, dude, I'm gonna be fucking leaving. I know you parked near me, but if you want to dip, I'm gonna dip too, because the sun's coming down, and I don't want to take my chances with fucking. I don't want to take my chances with getting ambushed in the dark, because there's no way I don't have night vision, dude. So he's like, all right, man, I'm going to bounce too. So we ended up walking out of the stadium, and this is where shit got kind of sketchy, man. Cause naturally people just arrived and started watching the game, and we're already leaving, and it's just the 2 of us. And as we're approaching Vin Scully Avenue and Stadium Way, the intersection to the main gate, I parted ways with that dude, and I'm walking to where my car is at, which was closer to the park. And there's this gentleman that's probably, I don't know, let's say 100 yards from where I'm at, or thereabouts. So as I'm getting closer to where my car is at, he's probably like 50, 40 yards out, and I'm getting closer, and like he's not doing anything that would provoke me to be suspicious. But I was already kind of alert, because I was like looking around to see if somebody was going to jump me or some shit. And the motherfucker wasn't, suspicious in the sense that he was, like I don't know, he wasn't holding a gun or anything.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't sitting there with one of those butterfly knives, just opening it and closing it and swinging around like. But waiting. It was already weird enough that there was this guy that was hanging out in where all these cars were at, going back and forth. That was just that's strange. A little weird.
That's a little weird. And as I actually got to my car, he was 1 or 2 cars behind my car. So I'm like, all right, fuck this. I didn't exactly leg it, but I had a little good pace to my walk. And I got in my car, fucking pressed the lock button, and he was probably 1 car behind my car.
Okay.
So I locked my car, turned it on. I'm like, I know this motherfucker is gonna try. If he's gonna try to make any chance at getting my shit or doing anything, he's going to try to get in front of where I'm going to turn, which is, I'm going to try to pull out. So he's going to block my exit point to get out or whatever. So I knew that if I was going to make it out clean, I had to beat this motherfucker.
Yeah.
So I fucking pressed the lock button, threw the fucking things on the passenger seat, started my car, and I just I hauled ass, dude, because I'm like, I don't want to take any chances. If this fucker gets hit, that's on fucking him. I don't know why he's so close to me.
Yeah.
As I'm getting to my car, so fuck him. Like,
You're too close, man.
You're too close, man. So that was kind of that was an experience, dude, because I had a feeling that was gonna happen in this night. Whether I was gonna wait around till the end of the game, I had a feeling that this was gonna happen. So I'm glad I stuck with my intuition and just decided to like pick up the pace and get in my car as quickly as possible, and made it home safely to do this fine podcast where we get to talk about sports.
Indeed. Okay, so while you were saying that, I just was curious because you were talking about people jacking people and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I already went on eBay just to look and see. And man, ones that have already sold. Okay, these are sold already.
Well, some of them are the away
yes,
jersey.
that's what these ones that are super high. Okay, so this one right here, the highest one, it said best offer accepted, but they were asking for $2,300, so it doesn't tell us what it sold for. But the one that's the next highest sold for $1,499.
Sold?
$1,499.
Just white. Or
these are all sold. This is a gray.
Oh, okay.
This one's also a gray, $1,299.
What about the white ones?
I'm getting down to there. I didn't go that far down, but all the gray ones are selling for over $1,000. Somebody got lucky and got one for under $1,000. It looks like. Okay, this one was a lot of 3, $420.
Yeah,
one singular white one, $400. This was 2. They were going for $375. They took a best offer. So, these are the oh shit! These guys are selling Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
that hasn't come out yet. That's
So they're
June 13th.
So somebody's already sold these, and they're just waiting for those to come out. So yeah, so the white ones are going for like $300-$400. It looks like they're being sold for, and these look like they were sold obviously before the game even started. Now some people have pictures of it so people were buying these as this was happening. So that's pretty crazy. But the most expensive, at least for now, on eBay was $1,500. And I'm sure it's only going to go up from there.
Dude.
The numbers don't lie.
The numbers don't lie. Shit, man. Somebody bought a used Shohei jersey for $100,000.
Fuck, a game used jersey?
A game used jersey. Can you believe that?
Man, you know what's crazy? He hasn't even done anything, man. He hasn't even done anything. That's not like if you were going to get a Barry Bonds fucking game-worn jersey.
Him hitting the greatest. The number
70 fucking whatever number.
762 or 752 on the number.
Yeah.
The home run. Well, him being number 1 in the home run list, if you had the worn jersey of that, somebody had that.
I feel like that would be $100,000.
Yeah.
This guy hasn't even done anything. He's only essentially been a mediocre baseball player.
It's the cultural. It's the
significance. Yeah, I get it. It's like, man, how fucked is that? All of his shit's worth so much stuff.
Yeah.
He's got this giant contract, $1 billion basically.
Nearly.
And what if it turns out that he actually is not that good?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. He
is
got
that good.
He got it. He got it, right? He did it.
He is that good because he's basically leading in every batting category. I mean, well, because he's not pitching, but he's basically leading in he's top 5, if not first place in pretty much every category that matters for batting. So
maybe, but like I said, he still hasn't set any records yet. He hasn't really done. You can be number 1 in categories for however many years you're playing, maybe, or in the top 5. But until you start setting records, that's when I think your shit really starts becoming valuable, I guess. And I mean, we were there. The first home run he hit at Angel Stadium, we were there. We got to see that. That was cool. And yeah, I will agree with you on the number of Japanese nationals that were in attendance.
yeah,
Because most of the people we talked to didn't speak English, including the news crew that ambushed me and fucking interviewed me or whatever. But as I was drunk, which I think we talked about that before. But yeah, I mean, It's crazy how that, like, they show up for their own, man. They show up for their own. And shit, I don't think you can really say that about any other culture.
You know, I mean, I'm very astonished at the turnout for these people to come from potentially overseas just to see him play. And then, of course, get this bobblehead. And for what they're already going for, I mean, I can't believe people are willing to pay, because I don't even like the gray jersey that much. I like the plain white one, even if it's worthless. If I ended up getting one of the gray ones, I would have given it to my nephew, even if it was worth, X amount of dollars. I'd still keep the white one because I want the white one. It's the home jersey.
Right, yeah. But people are crazy and they like the scarcity of it. Because, I mean, there were 40,000 made, right? 40,000.
1,700 of the away and 40,000 of the
There was
white.
40,000. So out of the total of 41,700 that were made, only 1,700 of them are this gray jersey. So that's a very low percentage. And I think that's why people are losing their shit about it and paying this ridiculous amount, because it's the scarcity of it, Even though you're right, I think the white one looks better. I don't even really like the gray one.
Yeah.
But hey, man, it's that scarcity factor, and that shit makes stuff worth ridiculous amounts. So
I can't believe somebody actually paid that much money for one of those.
Hey, and you know what sucks?
What?
What if they didn't even get one? Because what if they were one of the people that didn't get one? Because there was 56, because it was sold out basically, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because there's 56,000 seats, which means 16,000 people didn't get one.
Yep.
So what if you were selling these on eBay and you ended up actually not getting any of them, and it's already sold, already done? Fuck, you're gonna have to just refund the money or whatever, because there ain't no option, because it's like you can't give them what they ordered. So
yeah, I mean, there's people that are already projecting to sell future bobble, like doing the Ohtani / Yoshinobu combo.
Yeah.
That bobblehead hasn't even come out, and somebody's already selling a package of the two.
It's already been sold.
That's weird. Like, why would you do that?
I don't know, man. To make money, I guess. I mean, shit. And that's the other thing too. A lot of these people, I feel like they're probably season ticket holders. So like the price per game they're paying is probably only like $30 or $40. So if you can sell these two bobbleheads for $600, I mean, shit, you just basically paid for almost half of your season tickets, or probably half of your season tickets for next year for these giveaways and stuff. So
yeah, I just couldn't imagine myself somebody else throwing, let's say four bands at something.
Oh man,
I just don't see it. Like if somebody said, "Hey, I'll give you 5K or 10K," or no, well, actually, I feel like four is reasonable without it being excessive. Like something of a fair trade sort of.
What would you have done if somebody offered you like $5,000?
$5,000
on the spot? Like, hey man, here's 5,000 cash.
Nah, because even so, I'd still say that the experience, just the experience alone was fun. Just doing the shit, and to sell it for four figures or whatever. I don't know. It kind of sullies the moment. So holding on to it for as long as I can, I don't know. It's just, I don't even imagine. I'd never imagine myself potentially selling this for any amount of money, because I just want it. I wanted it. So there's no other way to put it.
Yeah. See, you're a hoarder like I am, because I'm having this trouble now with, I have some fairly valuable Funko Pops, and I need to raise capital for Game Rage magazine. So I'm thinking just like, God, if I sold whatever, some of these, we could probably get a few $1,000 off of some of these. If I sold like, 6 or 7 of these ones that I have that are worth, $300, $400, $500. And I'm just like, fuck, man, but I don't want to. Like, I want them, but then I'm just like, well, fuck, what am I? They're just sitting here collecting dust. And then it's like, but I haven't been able to get over that, So it's like the same thing with this bobblehead. It's like, would you really sell it for any amount of money? Because then, well, what was the point, I guess?
Nah.
You didn't go there to turn a profit.
I could, but shit, it's too sentimental to me, because Shohei being on the Dodgers is just, it's monumental. It's historic. It's every definition, every possible word to describe the epicness of his acquisition for the team. To describe that and what this bobblehead means in context to that, you couldn't put it to me in any other way to say, hey, I'll give you 5 G's if sorry, no deal.
Yeah, no dice. Get fucked, good buddy.
Yeah. So that was pretty much the story, but I just wanted to tell it. We had another podcast we were planning to do, but I figure since I was going to the game, might as well turn this into a fucking episode because just see what happens. And just to say that Game Rage Magazine stays on top of shit.
That's true. We do.
We're on the cutting edge of fucking everything. It's probably one of the first 100 people for his fucking bobblehead. And yeah, I mean, we cover everything, dude. We do everything.
That is a historic moment. And this is also further proving that we are a legitimate media outlet.
Fuck yeah.
You know? And furthering that, you know, hopefully soon in the next 30 to 60 days, maybe even less, we're going to be starting to provide live breaking news coverage of things.
Wait, how so? You explain.
Well, so I don't know what it's going to be called yet because I don't know, but we haven't decided on anything yet. But we're definitely going to start doing live breaking news. If some shit's going down, we're going to have like a live stream going and we're going to cover it just kind of like the news would. And then we're going to try to find, for an example of this would be like, okay, all the protests and stuff that have been going on, right?
True, yes.
That's a legitimate new, and we're also going to hopefully be going to some of these to give you the live, legit camera angles that nobody wants to give you, that the news won't get because they're too scared, all right? We're going to be providing those. And then also, you know, commentary as well. So who knows? We'll see where that goes. But that's, again, something we're also attending events just like this, going to Dodger Stadium, going and covering these historic events with actual news coverage. Because, like, honestly, you bought 3 tickets. If I had acquired all the stuff, I would have went with you, and we could have just been like, I could have just been the cameraman, and you could have just been like, here I am, Adam, at Dodger Stadium, and here I have this new, you know, we could have provided some actual news reporting on that. Some video content, I guess, to go with it.
Yeah, and I wish I would have got more, but just this gentleman that I was talking about that parked right behind me.
Uh-huh.
I mean, look at him, dude. He's got fucking the Nippon Ham Fighters jerseys and shit, or rather, a jersey.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And then here are the fucking lines already forming at 4 something or whatever time it was.
That's crazy.
And then there's people already fucking
damn.
Then that was with us already inside, and probably 30 minutes has gone by, and there's just fucking a gang of people just standing, waiting to see, hoping that they can get a Shohei bobblehead, man.
And 16,000 of them being denied.
That was the part that kind of killed me a little bit. Not that I had that much compassion because I ain't gonna get my shit, but they're like, would you sell one of the bobblehead? No, sorry, no. What time did you get here? Oh, I got here like an hour. I've been here since 5 hours before the game, so you could suck it. 2 words.
Yeah. And we need that sound bite.
Suck it.
Yeah,
maybe. I'm sure we can get it.
Oh yeah.
We'll add it to the pantheon of game range sound bites for chirping
from the pine.
Chirping from the pine. But yeah, dude, I just kept hearing sob stories. Oh man. Well, I got redirected by the parking attendants to go park somewhere else. So you didn't think about getting off and just grabbing all the tickets are digital. You couldn't just fucking just get off and have somebody else park so you can grab the things. I don't know, man.
That's true. People are dumb.
It's just that's all it comes down to when it comes to success for Game Rage or just our own personal success. It's eliminating all variables. It's eliminating all variables so that you, very much like Bret Hart, the excellence of execution, dude.
Yeah.
Execution plus opportunity equals fucking success.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things that we can't control with everything that are out of your control. But if you eliminate the possibility that those things can negatively affect you, you can control that. Like you said, getting there early. Man, so something so simple, but yet most people just they can't fathom that. They just can't understand it. I don't get it, but is what it is. So anyways, you almost got robbed potentially.
Potentially. I mean, I didn't want to fuck around and find out. So
It's probably smart. Probably smart.
And in other news, since our last episode, Corona baseball has now advanced from the semifinals to the finals.
Hold on a minute, player.
So you're telling me that the Corona High is now baseball team is now in the finals for Division 1.
CIF Southern Section for California.
For Division 1.
Division 1.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty fucking good.
It's pretty fucking all right, if you ask me.
It is pretty all right. I mean, it's a led effort by Seth Hernandez, who I believe is a junior and is already a commit to the Vandy boys, Vanderbilt. Number one prospect out of high school, right-handed pitcher. And we got Ethan Shefflin, who is also being committed to, or rather he is committed to UCLA, and he might be your starter for the CIF championship, which is going to be going down at, I don't know if the team name changed, but they used to be called the Lake Elsinore Storm, but now I think they're called the Lookouts.
I don't know. Yeah. Last I heard they were called the Storm.
Okay, so they're going to be playing at the Lake Elsinore Storm or Lookouts, whatever they're called now, on Saturday. So the tickets are just $10. So I think in order to cover local baseball and just for the sake of the news for Chirping from the Pine, I'm gonna go. I got to see this with my own eyes. I want to see how this team is going to do because they're ranked number 2 in the nation, and the team that they're going to be facing, which I was duped into believing Orange Lutheran was the team that, because I was talking to you on Discord as it was happening. I'm like, hey, fucking, I thought it said Harvard Westlake was up 3-0, and then it switched from Harvard Westlake to 3-0 in favor of Orange Lutheran, which was the number 1 ranked team in Southern California, or I think just in California in general. And then when I went to go check the standings or the brackets for the playoffs, it said Corona and Harvard Westlake. So on 2 separate occasions, I got fucking duped in believing that one of the 2 teams was fucking going in, but it turned out to be Harvard Westlake, which was how it originally was posted on Max Preps, the website. But I'm very excited. It just makes me excited to see our local high school, or rather our alma mater, the school that we both attended, is this program is now something serious. And I think, to me, I know we kind of talked about this in the other episode.
Yeah.
But all these motherfuckers that are in other parts of the country have, I mean, some of them are private schools, so that they either pay or they have some type of scholarship for playing. If you go to Modern Day, it's a private school. For us, it's public education, dude. And it's cool to see that, a public education, a public school like ourselves is fucking doing all right, dude. Like, the fact that we're even in the CIF championship, hopefully potentially winning. I mean, it's the working class story, goddammit. It's I don't know how else to put it, man.
Yeah, it just would have been cool if 25 years ago when we were there, it was fucking like this. But
yeah, I mean,
I guess you got to come from somewhere, right? We were a chain or a link in the chain that got to this point, I guess, right? So I mean, so technically, I mean, I can say I contributed to this somehow. So I'll take when they win the title, I'll take a ring.
Yeah, we'll just Photoshop you in when they hoist up the champion.
Like, is this thumbs up? Oh man, we are gonna do that.
Well,
I think I still have my old I think I still have one of the old Corona baseball shirts.
Okay,
I'll wear that, and then because when we played, it wasn't the C that the Cubs have; it was the Reds C.
It is the C. Yeah.
But now it's the C that the Cubs have, right?
No, it's
fat
still
C.
No, it's still the same C.
I saw on their thing. It looks like it's the fat C on their hats.
Pull it up.
All right, I'm gonna pull this up because I think
now you're contending me about this.
I am Corona High baseball.
Corona High baseball.
This one. Where's the hat?
See, it's the Cincinnati.
Wait a minute.
It's got the C.
Why don't they just have a goddamn picture of it?
It's got the horseshoe like C or whatever. It's not exactly.
Is this an
the cuff.
old? Is it? No, this is the fat one though. Like I don't like that one. I like this. This one was the one we had. The
Cincinnati C, the Cincy
C.
Cincinnati C.
Yeah,
that's what we had. Yeah,
yeah, that was what we had. But it was actually even a little thinner than that. I feel like.
Yeah,
But that's what we had. Yeah, and that was a cool one because I think Centennial had the fat C. That's why we couldn't have it.
C.
I think that's why we couldn't have it. I wonder if they switched. Maybe they made a deal and they switched.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
I really don't know what to expect with the Harvard West because as far as the rankings go for the national, or I think exclusively California, it was Orange Lutheran, possibly Westlake, and then Corona, or it was Orange Lutheran, Corona, and then Harvard Westlake. So you basically had the top 3 teams that shook out and made it to the CIF Southern section.
yeah,
Like what you would expect. And I mean, this is the year to do it because I don't know what's going to happen after this year because that guy Ethan Schefflin is graduating the following year. Seth Hernandez is a senior, and then you have I don't know what's going to happen with those guys that are the son of Dino Ebel, the Dodgers third base. I don't know what year they are, but there's a certain window for them to win championships for high school. So this is definitely the year, and then who knows what happens after that. So we'll see what happens.
yeah, true. Actually, I just had a better idea.
What?
Because I think I still have my yearbooks from back then, or Katie at least has one from those years, and I'm in the picture with the baseball team, like the team picture. Maybe I'll Photoshop myself out of that. And
In color or black or white?
No, it's in color.
Okay.
So maybe I'll Photoshop that into the back. I'll just put my head, and then I'll Photoshop myself into their team photo.
Yeah.
Like just fucking. That would be fucking great.
Hopefully they end up taking. I imagine they'll take a picture with the team at large. With the staff and the fucking coaching assistants, and
I'll be like, hey guys, I really, and then I'll put out a press conference too. I'll just be like, just like say I contributed heavily to the team effort here, and this wasn't just me, guys. It was a team effort. That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, we've been shit posting on their on the Corona Panther Instagram page.
Yeah,
I've been posting dumb shit.
Yeah, it's funny. We're gonna post that to there.
Yeah, so
the press conference after.
I'm gonna be honest, dude.
Yeah.
The objective I would love to have is, well, one person for sure that we would want to interview is somebody that you actually played high school baseball with and is actually one of the coaches, one of the assistant coaches for the team itself. But my objective is eventually on the Without Censor podcast is to speak with Andy Wise, the head coach of the Corona baseball team, just to talk about, his experience about being a coach. And because they're even on the Corona, the website itself, there's kind of a lengthy bio of where he's been, where he's played, where he's understudied certain coaches, and just his overall experience. So I think it'd be cool to see. I think it'd just be cool to talk to him about how he turned this program around, because for the most part, it was kind of dog shit before he kind of showed up. So,
yeah, I can attest to that. But yeah, that'd be sweet as hell. And I mean, that's obviously the end goal. Maybe we can get noticed enough to fucking make that happen. And that'd be pretty cool for people to hear. But yeah, anyways, in other news, my betrayal of the Angels is inching ever closer to becoming finalized.
Why is that?
Well, because now, literally, I saw this thing. It was at the beginning of this month. It was Ron Washington, and he said, "Yeah, we're being competitive. We're gonna win multiple games, blah blah." And then literally like 10 days later, he's like, "Yeah, we're just trying to win a ball game like that." And I was like, Jesus Christ, that was fast. And we are just slowly, well, not slowly, we are quickly getting distanced from the rest of the division and just further plummeting and securing dead last. So I think maybe at the end of the season, I maybe tell them to go fuck themselves. I don't know. Or maybe, so I've been looking into, because again, I'm thinking about what is the appropriate way to do this, right? And one of the things that I had said last time was, okay, is picking an expansion team. I think that's acceptable. But I also think, or a new team that comes into play, I think that's okay. To jump on, you're not a bandwagoner, right? At that point, because you're jumping on a new team. It hasn't existed.
No record, nothing. No history.
I also think another acceptable move in any sport, if you wanted to jump teams, would be to pick another. If there's no expansion teams coming for a while or whatever, pick a team that has never won your championship. So for baseball, it'd be pick a team that's never won a World Series. Okay, now the options are not great, all right, because right now there's only 5 options, and it's the Padres, which we talked about last week. I don't know. I mean, yeah, they're close, so that would kind of make sense, but they're a National League team, and it's just fuck, man. I don't know. Milwaukee Brewers,
Okay.
the Seattle Mariners,
Okay.
the Colorado Rockies, and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays or Rays.
Shit, Rockies.
So
going
I feel
nowhere.
like the Rockies are going nowhere, but I feel like that'd be the team you could legitimately jump on board to. Nobody would question it, because if maybe 4 or 5, I do feel like the Rockies probably have a better shot of winning World Series than the Angels do at this point in the next 10 years. So hell, maybe that's the move, is to switch to the Rockies. I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there, as I think that's another acceptable way to jump from a team if you're done, if you want to be done, because listen, let's be honest, man. Yeah, some people are lifers for certain teams, and I feel like I would be doing this by betraying the Angels and dumping them as my team, because I'm protesting the ownership.
Shitty
right?
ownership, yeah.
I'm protesting the fact that they don't want to do anything. Now, if the team gets sold, this is the other thing. This decision will be permanent, all right? I'm not going to be going back to being an Angels fan. That's kind of also why I want to pick an American League team, so I can continue to go to Angel stadiums, like to see them play if I have a new team, theoretically, right?
All right, I'm going to throw out a proposition to you.
All right, let me hear it.
Since the Oakland Athletics are going to be moving to Sacramento, and they're still technically, I mean, originally they were a Philadelphia team, but since they came out here, their history is mostly being in California at this point.
Yeah.
Since they're being relocated until the new stadium is built, is it worth considering you would be a fan of the whatever this team ends up being if they decide to stick with the Athletics, or if they decide to change their name?
Yeah.
Would you consider that? Because then we could actually go to fucking games, and just, since you're already kind of invested with the Las Vegas Golden Knights, it kind of makes sense that if you're going to pick a baseball team, it's possibly going to be this new. Well, I don't know what they're going to end up doing with the name of the team itself, but if they rebrand, technically it's a fresh start.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I think that a team move or something like that that's right now my number one contender right now, if this is going to happen. And it also buys me another couple of years, because the stadium's got to get built. There's there's no plans in the works for that yet. I mean, yeah, they're just kind of talking about it, but that's going to be another couple of seasons before that happens. So that buys me more time for maybe the Angels to turn it around and actually, and I don't need them to turn around like in terms of the play. I really need to see the management and the culture of the ownership change. That's what I need to see to be able to be sticking on board. Because if the ownership of the team doesn't believe in the fucking team, then I'm just wasting my time spending money on Angels gear, fucking hats, and going to games and shit. I'm just giving them free money, and they're giving me nothing in return.
Yeah.
They can't even give me the decency of giving a shit about the team and at least trying to put together a decent season. I understand that we go through bad times, right? But they're indicating to me in no way, shape, or form that they are doing anything about it. So I don't know.
It's also worth pointing out that even with as agitating as supporting the Angels is, shit, Dodgers have had at this point 13 good years of baseball where they've made the playoffs consistently, probably won 9 of 10 NL West division champs. And for what? Only to turn out one championship for the 2020 season.
For the COVID season.
Hey, everybody had the same chance. I'm so... oh, man.
No, you're right. Everyone did have the same chance. And I will say the reason why the asterisks exist is because they didn't play 162 games. They played like 60 games.
Sure, whatever.
So that changes things. That changes the longevity of a team. That changes if you don't have the endurance to play through 162 games and then also play another what? How many rounds are there? 4 to get to the World Series. So Yeah, right? Is there 4?
Wild card, first round.
It's the wild card, the quarterfinal, the semifinal, and then the conference final or the
It doesn't
league
even
final,
get
right?
to that because it's like 6. It's 6 teams in the playoffs, right? So you get 2 wild cards. They play each other.
Yeah.
One of them ends up playing because there's 3 division winners.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So then it's that round where the 4 teams play, and then the next round is immediately the NL or the AL championship.
After, because you whittle it down to 2 teams that quick.
Yeah.
So there's like 3 rounds to get to the World Series then.
Yes.
Okay. So you could potentially play an additional 14 games after that, and then the World Series could go another 7. So, I mean, that's another 21 games on top of that you'd be playing. So, yeah, by the time you get into that late October, you're fucking haven't played 100 and fucking almost 80 games at that point. Like, you're fucking dead. So they didn't do that. That's why I'm saying the asterisk has to be there, because it just was a shortened season.
Nah. Same chance. The only one.
Well, it proves that the Dodgers, if there was only a 60 season game, the Dodgers would probably win the World Series every year. They'd be the New England Patriots of fucking baseball if there was only a 60 season game.
Such a backhanded. It doesn't matter though, because I think just by the luxury of the wealth of players that the Dodgers have currently and the vast amount of money. At this point, it's going to be written. It's going to be a New Testament in the fucking Bible. It'll be the New Testament.
Yeah, I think you're right.
The Dodgers are going to end up winning at least 1 or 2 World Series in the time that Shohei Ohtani will be on the Dodgers. They will be pulling out 1 or 2 World Series simply for the fact that it might be scripted.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball demands this at this point. I already told you what my theory is that they've developed so much plot armor that them not reaching the World Series is potential money lost. And that's revenue that gets split amongst all the teams anyways. So they need the juggernaut to make it to the World Series. And if anything, one of those World Series is going to end up being a Dodgers versus Yankees matchup, because that is the height of baseball. Dodgers versus Yankees, Red Sox versus Dodgers, Giants versus the Yankees. It's like those old historic Pittsburgh. Yeah. Pittsburgh, if they're competitive, if they end up in the World Series, I think a lot of people would love to see Pittsburgh back in the playoffs. So we're talking about like the classic teams that everybody knows. It's what's good for baseball. And the Dodgers are the benefactors for that, because they are one of the original teams, or one of the oldest teams for that matter. And I just think there's too much weight. There's too much plot armor. It's basically written that the Dodgers will end up winning a World Series. I'm very confident at this point. So
I think that the Dodgers will appear in the next 7 out of 10 World Series.
7 out of 10 World Series?
I don't think they're going to win 7 out of 10. But I think they make an appearance.
I think they get 3.
They're a playoff appearance. Yeah, I think they need at minimum 3 of the next 10 wins. Yeah. And realistically, with the roster that they have, if they can contain that and keep that going, they should win the next 5 of 10.
Yeah,
in theory. Now, obviously, shit happens, but I think they need to win at least 3 to make this worth it.
Worth it, yeah, definitely. I think so.
They're going to be in probably the next 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I think
playoffs 10 out of. They're going to win their division. They're going to be they're the New England Patriots of baseball now.
At this point, yes,
they're going to win the next 20 years of their division, and they're going to probably they're probably going to win they're probably going to win. They're going to win 2 of those back to back. They're going to do back to back wins on 2 of those 3. And then hell, maybe they'll even do it twice. Maybe they'll even do 2 back to back years. They'll take a break off in between.
Yeah. Not even to joke. I actually think they've adopted the Patriot way, where they would take on people towards the not to say the end of their career, but maybe the back end of their prime years.
Yeah.
Like remember Randy Moss when he ended up jumping ship to the Patriots, and it wasn't his best years or whatever. I mean, best years in that Minnesota were like his all-time great. Those were all-time great years. But they were taking somebody that was still fucking great, probably in tip-top shape, taking his best moments and placing them in the Patriot system. that is very much what's happening with the Dodgers, where they're taking on, I mean, somebody they got from the Red Sox, James Paxton, a guy that's been, an innings eater for a lot of teams or whatever.
Yeah.
And he gets you 6 innings and he gets you possibly 3 runs or less.
Yeah.
And dude, that's
all you can ask for. Yeah.
That's all you can ask for, right? That's somebody closer towards the end of the career. And they said, hell yeah, we'll take him on. We'll fucking reform him, because the pitching staff for the Dodgers with Mark Pryor, who was formerly with probably one of the best pitching staffs or pitching rotations in the early 2000s Chicago Cubs, Mark Pryor, probably like one of the best pitchers that has like the best mechanics ever. If you have that dude at the helm and fixing the Dodgers rotation and their relief, their bullpen, helping them get better at pitching, yeah, they can fix anybody.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's how it's been working out. Teoscar Hernandez, he was on the verge. He got sent down to AAA from Toronto, the Toronto Blue Jays, and he made his way back up, got traded to Seattle, said he couldn't fucking hit the ball because he couldn't see the ball well at the Mariners Stadium, shows up at the Dodgers, is hitting right-handed pitching extremely well. They turned that dude around. And it's just very much what I just see the parallels between what the Patriots were doing, picking up guys that they just wanted a ring. They didn't care about the money.
Yep.
They just wanted a ring. So that's what's happening with the Dodgers, is that people are willing to take, a couple $1 million for the shot to make, a World Series. That's fucking sweet. I fucking love that. So
yeah, that's honestly the way to do it. And I think that more sports franchises could take notice of that. And everybody wants to talk all this shit about the Patriots, and they will be talking all this shit about the Dodgers, looking for them cheating, looking for any little thing they can do to say, oh, this isn't legit. But in reality, it is. It's all legit. They went out and they put these teams together and they fucking made it happen. And the Dodgers are now doing that. And I think, like I said, that is a excellent prospect for their future, because they got the centerpiece. You got your $1 billion man of Shohei Ohtani to build this whole team around.
Yeah.
And again, you find those guys that just want a ring, man, that they don't give a shit. Like, I'll take a couple million. I'll take less money. I'll work for less than what I think I could probably get going on some other team. And hell, maybe I'll last a little longer. Maybe my career will be extended a few years because I took less money now. And yeah, I'll get a couple of rings. And then shit, you turn it around and it's like, cool, you win 2 rings or 3 rings with the Dodgers. Even if you're at the end of your career and they want to get rid of you, a guy who's won 3 rings, somebody will pick you up and pay you the money you want.
Exactly. I mean, just talking about, and even if you didn't win a ring, one example that I've already explained on the last episode, Tyler Anderson was one of those journeyman pitchers that I don't know. He just couldn't put it together, right?
Yeah.
Goes through the Dodgers, has a fucking excellent season, was one of the staples in the rotation that could hold it down, would give you 6 innings, 2 runs. And what happens? He decides not to sign with the Dodgers and he goes to the Angels and gets his payday. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
It worked out for him. If that's what he wanted, he got it.
Yeah.
So
he got paid. So that's what you get.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
But anyways, to summarize this episode, yeah, we'll be updating on the CIF championship, the Southern section. And yeah, I mean, this bobblehead was a real fucking, it was a real interesting adventure. I had to share it on this episode.
Yeah, and I could say that was a great story, and I'm glad we got to hear it.
I want to have sex with your wife.
Oh, Jesus Christ. God damn it. We thought we got rid of that fucking son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Perk Angle.
we actually got ring cameras and everything to make sure that Perk Angle wouldn't appear. It's been quite some time since he's made his last appearance, but yeah.
Yep, he's reared his ugly fucking head.
Yeah, we're going to have to get this fixed. We will have the Game Rage security staff. We'll figure out.
Somebody's getting fired after this. That's all I know. That's all I know, man.
One quick note.
Yeah.
Up until this point, for our beloved Japanese player,
Oh, yeah.
good buddy Shota Imanaga,
Yeah.
to this point, has a sub-1 ERA.
Fuck yeah.
I think 50 games into thereabouts, 50 games into the regular season. And shout outs to all the Japanese players that are doing some stellar stuff. Shohei Ohtani, Shota Imanaga, Yamamoto, really the pride of fucking Japan. And we just had to give a quick shout out to Shota Imanaga, who's clearly the front runner of being the Cy Young for the National League. So just wanted to give him a quick shout out, and we had to do this. And
I love that sound effect, man.
it's so good, dude.
It is.
It's so fucking good.
It's so good.
So that'll wrap up the show if you want to do your whole thing.
Yeah. So anyways, as I said at the beginning, if you want to listen to other shit, you can go to GameRageMagazine.com and all the places podcasts are sold. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, fucking Deezer. Man, there's some shit I've never even heard of that we're on. But if you want to hear us, it's out there. So check all the other shit out. Follow us at Game Rage Magazine on Instagram and TikTok, at Game Rage Mag on Twitter. All Gas No Trash official for Adam if you want that's only on Instagram. And like I said, you can listen to all other shit. So well, this has been a fun one. So thanks for listening, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
That was Chirpin' from the Pine, the Game Rage Sports Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine. Follow us on X at Game Rage Mag. You can go to our website, www.GameRageMagazine.com.